Hello and welcome back to part 2 of the May 17th, 2022 live stream. Seems there was a either a power outage or a computer crash, so the stream stopped. But this is part 2 of the May 17th live stream. And if you missed the first part, that's that's where I did the stock indexes, tech stocks, and some of the retail earnings stocks this week. We'll finish up Target, TJ Maxx, and go straight into Bitcoin. Hopefully the stream stays alive this time. So when I was talking about Target, we were talking about support and resistance. Let's just get those levels up really quick and then we'll move on. We don't need to spend all the time on Target. But where are the levels to the downside? The levels are support 212, 209, 205, all the way to 188. Support to the downside. But if it's upside potential, we can see 220, 227, 237, and 248. There's a lot of targets. But if we look at, okay, potentially target on earnings could go, it has gone 17% to the upside or downside within a month. So if it's generally going to be like that, the 17% could go back to 250. It's definitely possible. 70% to downside would be 178. So these are kind of these big targets for target, price targets, but they are real and they are there. So let's double check with Fibonacci. We're in the 236 zone. So again, the market has been trying to establish a higher low on the price right now at the close. So if Target has good earnings, we could see that bounce. So it's just simple as that. Play these levels and always remember this is not financial advice, just educational. But there is this risk reward long entry tool in TradingView that if somebody, this is probably one of the most important tools a trader will ever use. The risk to reward ratio, the entry, the stop loss, if the trade goes against me, and the profit target exit or second exit. There could be two or at least one. So the risk is about at least 3% minimum to the downside, so 6%. So probably 227 is probably what everyone's targeting right now with the price target for this stock. Okay, so let's just move on. Thank you so much for coming back. My PC either crashed or the power went out, so everything just completely froze, and my computer couldn't turn on. That's actually a good. This is a good side note of what could happen when somebody's actually trading in terms of just, we'll take a second to just talk about it, is power outages could completely mess up somebody's day trading, right? Because if there's a power outage and there's no stop loss, that's incredibly bad. Internet outages have happened to me either on wired connection or wireless when trading. PC and Mac has crashed on me. Web browsers have crashed. The crypto exchange sometimes doesn't even work. The stock exchange is lagging. These are all actual real problems that happens with trading. It happens. So it's good to always have a backup plan, or for streaming, I could just restart. But for trading, it's good to try to have a good habit of putting in stop losses, even for swing trading, etc. Because sometimes, technology is not 100% perfect for trading or investing or swing trading. All right, let's do the last one. I want to do TJ Maxx just because I keep seeing people talking about this. So I'm presuming people are trying to long this with options. So, okay, well, we'll just see what happens. Let's look at the support and resistance, get the levels up so we're not just flying blind in the market. Right, hit that 50% retrace, just kind of like Walmart. It is in the downtrend here, but again, there is this warning sign even before the earnings, head and shoulders. This is going down right here, right there. There's actually the Head and Shoulders tool on TradingView. You could draw it left shoulder, head, neckline, right shoulder. It's actually picture perfect. Picture perfect head and shoulders bearish to the downside. What was the measure move? 12%. Where did it go? More than 12%, but the first measure move right here, 12% exactly, basically. And then it stopped. So the TA works if I know what to look for. If a trader knows what to look for. Let's get trend lines up, extended, resistance on the top side, support on the downside. Again, this trend line was here for a very long time, the support one. These two lines right up until March 9. So then when I box it in, it doesn't look so random anymore. The price movement, not random. People are trading this thing. We hit the resistance, okay, pivot point, we support, resistance. Then we hit some Fibonacci support on the way down. But then once we've established this pivot point right down here and we trend change, okay, that's a real support. Same thing, rallied up here, had gap up open, then gap down for selling. Okay, that established the resistance. Then this support is here for a long time. So once the shorts attacked this, we lost the support and shorted it down. Okay, I knew it's gonna, or there's a higher chance it's going to bounce around down here. Unless something extremely bad happens with TJ Maxx, if the company went bankrupt or something, then it would crash. But, or if there's some, bad fundamental news. But if it's just regular trading, regular day-to-day operations in the stock market, this is the support level right there. Where it was right there? $56. So it's hovering around there with earnings looming on tomorrow PM. There's all this room in this box for this stock to move. The volume, let's see. I don't think the volume is that high. 13 million on the TradingView volume. Market cap 65 billion. See, for TradingView, you have so much information. If some of this, you might have to have a higher account, I believe, but still, a lot of this information, it helps a lot. Okay, so they have 1 billion shares float. Okay, so this thing is not going to just go, it's not a penny stock. It's not going to go to $100 in one day, probably. It's not going to do that, right? It's a $65 billion company. It's huge, a little bit above average volume right now. That's all information that probably most people don't know, right? So that's a little bit of even just informational advantage right there. And then we found the support, so you have the technical advantage. Now it's all about the actual earnings release and see if we're going to get follow through or not. So resistance $60, 63, support 55, and we'll just call 51 down here, the 618, right? Because it's going to do three things. If it's bad earnings, crash straight down. If it's mixed earnings, maybe try to just mix. It's going to consolidate. It's good earnings going straight up, and there's targets on both sides. It's not impossible, but I would wait a day or two after the earnings if you want to avoid some of the extreme volatility. Let's move on to crypto, what everyone's probably waiting for. Crypto. And keep in mind, I'm a USA crypto trader and investor, so I don't even really look at coins that I cannot trade or invest in myself. But if somebody has a request or something, just let me know. But we're starting off with total. Quick aside, I do have the long-term idea of this weekly in my profile that probably not everybody is aware of, that there's a gigantic, large head and shoulders on the weekly. It's angled, but it is there. So I just want to I published this because I want to make people aware of once we lost the neckline breakout, right? We had one more week of crashing and then it bounced back up a beautiful 20%, but still, this is still kind of in play because it's a weekly chart, right? I would expect, okay, if we're going to get this bull rally bounce, then yes, just like the stock market, it could bounce. But will it fall back down? Just like the stocks, will it or not? That's the question everybody's thinking about right now. But did we find a support level? We did. It is 1.23 trillion. The resistance above 1.33 trillion, 1.4 trillion. And then 1.18 trillion support on downside. Is there a trend line? There is. I just want to point out to people that right here at 1.7, once we lost that, that's when some of this fear selling happened. Okay, but with the day chart, it is nice that we hit that oversold level. Again, if the technicals are in play and there's not some extreme fundamental change, it should be good. And we are in this triangle pattern, ascending triangle on the 4-hour with the open MACD and the neutral RSI, right, hovering right above the shorter term EMA, right below the 50. So this is a suspicious little price pattern, because if this is a bullish price pattern, we can measure this actual move. And if we break out above 1.33, they could go to the 50% retrace back up to 1.5 trillion. That's our bullish target at the X marks the spot. I'll leave that for next time. But the inverse is also true. If the pattern breaks down, it never works 100% of the time. So if it's going down to 1%, it's back to the 618, the 1.16. That would mean Bitcoin probably going back down to 28, 25K if it does that. So that is happening right there. So that's the big, two big targets on total. Let's go to crypto. I'll use Kraken just to get a fresh chart. Switch over to the crypto list. Let's look at Bitcoin. BTC USD 1 day on Kraken. All right. Sometimes I like to look at a fresh chart. Erase everything. So what I would do is I want to see the support levels, because the trend is obviously consolidating to the side. There's not as clean of a head and shoulders as total did, but then there's the downtrend still, low, high, lower, low. So if this is going to be our lower low, there's that support we drew here for a long time. This 30,000, 29, 28,000, right? It's right to 618 zone, 28,000. So we're having a little bit of support right here. There's probably a lot of buy orders stacked. Yeah, the 618, 786, or 8.88. And these orders got filled. It pierced down into it. This is what I'm saying. The robots and the algorithms, the bots and the algorithms, they know if people have the order, the hedge funds, the market makers, they know if people have the order right here, they will push it down lower to kick people out. Because if somebody had a stop loss of 3%, 6%, 5-6%, or 3%, they all got kicked out of their positions. So sometimes, the professional algorithms, that's what they do. They know, oh, everybody has a buy order stacked right here. All they have to do is push it down as far as possible, and then they'll kick everybody out of their position. Watch out for that. That's why I was saying last time, my last stream, I said verbatim, maybe stack orders, cascade it. Maybe. It depends on the situation, but that's one technique. So we have a trend line to the upside. I'll just use a regular one. And the support level, you can see the wicks. I'll use these as resistance wicks, 33K, 34K. The immediate resistance, 31.2K. There's 31,000. So it's a matter of, on this intraday, on this 15-minute and this 1 hour, can we trend change reversal to the upside, because it's consolidating into its equilibrium right now in terms of the price. If we just draw this little triangle, you can see it right here. It is ascending triangle, but also if we kind of open it up, it turns into more of a kind of an equilibrium pattern if we use the large candle bodies, right? Or it's the ascending triangle, whichever one. But still, can it turn to an uptrend? Because it's been in a downtrend, hourly downtrend for 2 months. Can we reverse out of here? It will get a boost if the crypto market, the stock market does well, like QQQ, tech stocks, retail stocks. People get bullish and excited and start buying. Then probably it's going to happen in crypto, probably. Slightly higher chance. Right? Because the fear sell-off, this is capitulation. This is what this looks like on the charts. Capitulation right in the blue box. That's capitulation on a downtrend. I was telling people a long time ago, when was it? January 2022 streams to February, I was saying, everybody watch out for this death cross right here. We have a double death cross on the EMAs. I mean, that's one indicator that more downside potential is underway. Let's look at futures as well, just to see if there's any secret gap fills. Okay, so there's one here at 34.7. Okay. There's that one. Resistance immediate 32, 34, support 28, 29. Let's move on to Ethereum. Kept seeing Ethereum in the news. Again, the daily downtrend is underway. But I mean, I cannot deny the correlation. This looks almost like almost every tech stock in the market, right? This little higher low. It's probably turned into an intraday equilibrium. This was actually a little flag down here, intraday flag. But it did have its nice bounce. I mean, that's 7, 8%. That's wonderful. Little swing trade. So now the question is, can we continue the uptrend and then break bull? Because if a lot of shorts are trying to stack down this way, they could possibly get short squeezed a couple days or a week. Let's go rapid fire. Binance Coin. Binance Coin. Actually, I might slow down for this one because I drew the target last time. This is huge X. Huge X. Saying if we measure one of these like 20%, where are we going to go? Right into the 20%, which is like 289. I remember saying that on a stream. Right here is a huge X of this is where we're going to drop. So shorts and futures, that was their time to shine. But the problem is on a daily, we have this upside down head and shoulders, potential bullish for Binance Coin. And if it breaks bull, 15%, wonderful opportunity if it's real. It doesn't work all the time. So I'm going to erase this bottom target. And just for educational purposes, we'll put this risk to reward box here and say, okay, if we're going to target the bottom of the left shoulder, if it's 50%, 15.15 to the upside, then at least probably half of that, 7 to 8% to the downside risk to get that 2-to-1 reward to risk ratio with a small to medium size amount of capital. And it's crypto. So if you get stopped out, I mean, stocks, you have to wait T+2. Settlement days, you have to wait 2 to 3 business days to get your cash back. But crypto, you get it back immediately. It's 4x. So, I mean, it's crypto trading. So that's the bullish target, but always remember things can fail. So if it goes to the downside, $270 to the downside, because that's the 618 where we just came from down here. Check out pivots for a second. Right off that pivot low, but even if that wasn't there, the orange lines, it's right here at 618. I would not, this is very, very suspicious. I would not underestimate this because it's on a daily chart. It's not on a 5-minute, it's on a daily right under the 100 EMA. So hopefully this is real. But again, the same type of price action is happening. Tightening equilibrium pattern in this rising wedge type of structure. Watch out for that Binance Coin. When it happens, the move. Solana. So again, for this one, I want to show the alerts. I remember 1 or 2 streams ago, I said I'm going to draw alert right here at the support level for Solana, right here at $78 approximately, so that if it breaks bear, I need to know that. I also put a resistance level up here on the top side of here if this is going to break bullish, but it broke bearish into oversold conditions, probably on the intraday. Yes, and there's bullish momentum and now rallying potential. But we noticed though, the volumes, it's not that much. The volume's not that great, right? But still, is it low compared to 40 days ago? Yes, it is. It's 58% cheaper. So there's opportunity there if Solana is going to stay alive. But the problem is the relationship, because what happened with Luna, what happened with Terra, is you want to watch out. because with cryptocurrencies, a trader investor can lose some or all of their funds, right? And crypto exchanges can get shut down. They can get assets seized by the government, a government. There could be hacks. There could be internet outages. There could be crypto exchange login problems. Happened so many times to me. There could be crypto exchanges down. It's lagging because there's too many trades. There's so many problems that can happen. The crypto companies themselves can go bankrupt. They can close down. The executives can change. Somebody could get replaced on the team. The technology could fail in the case of some of the cryptos that we've seen. Stable coins are not always going to be 100% stable coins, right? If you've been in the crypto market for a long time, you know bad things can always happen to any project. So I learned in the crypto market, for cryptocurrencies, trust nobody. Don't trust anybody. Don't rely on anybody in cryptocurrency, because it is a relatively new technology in the history of mankind, of like humans. I mean, in the history of humans on Earth, cryptocurrencies only came out, like Bitcoin's invented in 2009. That's 13 years ago. It's a new technology. The internet is older than Bitcoin. So trust nobody. But also at the same time is we were downtrending. So again, I kept telling people, if you zoom out and understand Wyckoff theory is, okay, there's accumulation, there's markup, there's distribution, and then where's the capitulation, aka Luna type of crypto? Capitulation, crash. Right? That's what I was warning people about. Way back here. One of our members, we called it together on stream, basically saying probably $65,000, probably the top of Bitcoin, and then at least I haven't really touched crypto for a long time. Many, many months. Right? Because I'm not a huge fan of investing on crypto on the way down, because I know it can crash down back to $1. It's possible, right? So you want to watch out for those types of projects. But right now is we bounced off which looks like the 786 below that and hitting that top side resistance. But if we look at the wedge that I drew a little tighter, there's the resistance above. So resistance $63. Support is 52 and 44, and then big resistance up here 78 if it's ever going to hit this again or not. All right, let's move on. I'll try to do more crypto. So Cardano, interesting. I drew the circle. Saying this is kind of that lower support zone. If it's going to pierce down, I just verbatim remember saying, okay, if we're going to reject down here, watch out for this piercing to the downside. That's exactly what happened, right? So if somebody would stack their orders, crypto, if somebody's really, really brave, saying, okay, I believe that somewhere in this zone, between 76 here for 50 cents and 37 cents, it might crash down. Really low limit orders. There's even a TradingView article about that, saying sometimes having really low limit buy orders. So instead of just saying, I'm going to buy right here, you could stack orders, say, buy a little here, buy a little here, buy a little here for a trade. And then sometimes it gets filled, like half of them. And then you get an average fill at a lower price instead of trying to all in buy something at the one price at the spot up here at 60 cents. So that's more of an advanced trade management. But what I see here though on Cardano is, if we erase this, it's downtrending on the weekly, right? We are not uptrending crypto anymore. This is not 2020, 2021. That's over, done and gone. We're in 2022 right now. We're in the downtrend phase of this cryptocurrency market, or at least a pullback phase. So we just want to watch out for that. Because I know people got really bullish on some altcoins, but for me, from experience, I know once we top out on crypto and altcoins, I am letting go of the market. meaning I'm not going to trade that much anymore. Because if I'm a bull, because in USA I have to be a bull long, I can't short too many cryptos in America. So I'm hands off on crypto until it gets to an extremely discounted level, which we might have get to near here on Cardano. 80% off Cardano from the high. It's not the lowest price ever, which was like 65 cents. I remember 7 cents Cardano. But still, from $3.15 all the way down to 50-cent Cardano. I mean, if somebody believes in the project, if somebody believes in the company, that's a value bargain. Depends on somebody's mentality and holding horizon. XRP. So XRP, we drew this symmetrical triangle very large. And once we lost the support level, it was confirmed with this retest. It broke down below, we bounced up, and then we crashed. Where though? It was foreseeable. There's these two gray lines from the support level. The left side, right here. This is all I need to know. Is wait a second, 42 cents. There's a 0.88, 35 cents. There's one down here, 30 cents. So then when we turned, what happened in real life? We went all the way down to 34 cents. Both of our targets here were hit, would have been filled if I was trading XRP. So now that we've hit this oversold condition, it's all coming back to stocks. That's why I always talk about stocks, because if it's QQQ, NASDAQ is leading the way right now with the bounce, right? If tech stocks are leading indicators and leading assets, altcoins are going to follow, but later. Like Bitcoin needs to bounce up, tech stocks need to bounce up, and then the altcoins will follow later. So it just depends on the situation. But the resistance above immediately is 50 cents, 45 cents, support at 40, support at 35. I play those levels. Okay, I'll go a little bit longer. I'll try to go a little faster with the cryptos here. I'm not going to explain everything because it's basically the same pattern. Like the left side for 2 years, we went up, then we went sideways, and then we went down. So it's a matter of, okay, where is it going to stop on the way down? Where's the bounce going to be? If it's going to bounce up. And this is still falling knife territory, meaning it's not really clear where the bottom is here. Okay, in July 2021, there's more of a clear rounding top, and then it obviously reversed. So that has not happened yet. We could be witnessing it. For example, this is a good case study. I'm just picking AVAX because it just looks like an interesting chart. AVAX is, we had some serious crash and capitulation on AVAX, but then it found support level. Is it happening right now? No, not yet. It kind of looks like this part of the phase, the middle part of the pullback is possible in just visual comparison. So it hit the target, I'll erase those. But if we just look at the price, let's just stare at the price for a second. Let's just stare at the price. And what does this candle remind me of? This little stick to the downside. It reminds me of this box, right? So it could go up, it could pull back down, it could go up again before going down, right? And if you look at RSI, is okay. Actually, the RSI we have now is much lower than back then. So it's interesting. If it might not be exactly 100% the same. But all I'm saying is, where's the support level? Did we hit it? Is this the bottom of the crypto market? Well, it was the 0.88 retrace. This is 80% off. I mean, AVAX was $140. And then a few days ago, it was 25. That's value if somebody believes in the project. It's relative in this point in time. Who knows? AVAX might go back to 100, or AVAX might go back to $10. But at this point in time, it was 80% off from the high. The highest high. Hit the 0.88 retrace, bounced up to 786. Even for swing trade, 47%. That's the beauty of crypto. But we need to be on the right side of the move. Because if somebody's trying to long this, wait right here, and they held it, that they're still down. Right? Or if somebody's trying to buy here when it was too high, and there's a clear sign that it was going to go down, like this double top here, and then the loss of that support, right? There's all these TA clues That's saying there could have been trouble, and then once we lost that support, a big capitulation. So where's the resistance? 38, 47, $45, 30, and then 24 to the downside support. All right, let's go ahead and a lot of these look the same, so I'm not going to do the full TA, but we hit the support level on dot and bounced up to this to the resistance at 11. Doge did the same thing. Incredible how the TA works. We identified this level of support on this left side, and then it hit it exactly. The TA is beautiful. Although I should point out that this one penetrated quite deeper into the price support level versus just like a little 3% or 4%, went all the way down 50%. Okay, so there's some panic selling, there's some algorithm shorting futures, and just a battle down there, and then it reversed 25%. That sounds like crypto. But again, is this the uptrend reversal? No, because it's still in the downtrend. It's going to take months to commit to for the trend to change on a daily. That's why. Could be the beginning of a reversal, or it could just be a bounce up. It's not clear right now on the day chart. Same thing with SHIB. So this is what I'm saying with SHIB is after, because I knew from Dogecoin and from experience is that once this thing goes to the moon and starts fading, if it doesn't recover like it did here on October 2021, if it doesn't do that, then we're fading down, and this is bad news. It was almost upside down head and shoulders here, but it didn't break the neckline on this top side, the 3,000 level. It was almost another one here, but it didn't break the neckline. So 2 times it failed. It was a triangle, and it broke down to the downside. So the triangle is measurable. It's 58% or so. And then it went basically 58, 59%. So it's measurable, totally. So now, completely measurable move. Below the 0.88. So we have to realize though that Shiba Inu was 85% off. It's in the thousands level, 1248 USDT, right? Used to be 7,000 like 8 months ago. So that's crypto. Once something's in a downtrend, that's why I learned from experience. I am not touching that as a bull. No, thank you. Not interested in that. So the immediate resistance target is 1456 now that it's so much cheaper, 1312. Support 1191, 1093. Do a couple more. MATIC coming out of its descending wedge pattern. It didn't quite go to negative 80%. It did go this like negative 50 or something. Right to 76, right to a Fibonacci level with the bounce. Very similar support and resistance levels. So resistance is $1 up here. It's still marked there in blue, so I don't really have to touch it that much. But 65 to the downside, 50 cents to the downside. Near USDT, we also hit this level because of, if we look left, there's that support on the left side, but it likes to pierce. I kept warning people about that. Watch out for the shorts. They're trying to pierce it, push people out of the market. The easy flip. And watch out for that. Low, high, low, right here. Are we going to consolidate? Is that even possible? You can see. Cosmos fell down out of its rising wedge pattern. Once it comes out of its rising wedge pattern, that's some serious bad news on the charts. It's fading, 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 almost survived, and then crashed down. Hit all the targets, 860, 1050, all right there. So the resistance still above on the left side, 14, 26, and 17 for Atom. Litecoin, one of the old majors, almost had an upside down head and shoulders, but it failed because the stock market crashed, and then we crashed out to the 0.88. Litecoin was about 86% off. That's nice because We have to realize 1 year ago, Litecoin's $358, and now it's 72 relative in time. This is not the greatest chart to stare at because there's not that much price information, but you can see the trend pattern: low, high, very weak, and then low. But it's still got close enough to this support level. So if we're going to get bounce continuation, Litecoin can go to $94. That's resistance target, support 54.65. We'll go faster here. This is a pretty much deep retrace on Uni. This is significant retrace. Almost 90% off on Uni. Very interesting. So again, this resistance level 674 is in play, which is $6, and the support level of 427. But we have to realize that, you know, most of these blue lines are pre-marked. So we're looking at the price coming into my buy zone as a trader, right? That's how as a trader, I get ahead of moves in the market because you estimate it. Where did I get this from? You look left for the support. Right there. It's all there. Okay, Link 0.88. We could see if you look at the price of Link, it's starting to roll over and fade, head and shoulders. Head and shoulders right here, head and shoulders, downside. Right, so identifying and interpreting these price patterns is extremely important. That's 85%. That's a little ridiculous. We could say 62% to 80%, so like 70%. Do we hit that? Almost 70%. Basically, so close enough. Target hit right at that 0.88. So again, the big resistance, because how long do these bounces take? Sometimes, let's measure it. 1 to 2 months. Really, 1 month, 1 month, 2 months. So 1 to 2 months, right, for this bounce. If somebody has the patience for that, what's the upside potential? 63%. If it's really going to go up there, if this is real bounce. Link might not be the greatest example, but you know what I'm saying, is if it's really going to bounce up to 1055, great. Does the trader have the patience and the risk tolerance to do that? Because that would mean a potential 30% downside risk. Can't always look at the upside potential. So keep going here. Tron's a different story because it's such an old coin that there's some potentially good bullish momentum, and I know you know, there's still some hype on Tron, but the good thing is Tron didn't crash. It's showing some of that strength in the project, the company, and the technicals as well. Because if we looked at every single crypto until now, there is this fake bounce and then it crashed, right? This is an educational stream. This is not financial advice. Also, you know, again, this is a more advanced stream, so you might have to look up that up on TradingView, YouTube, Google, or there are other streamers as well. Again, this is not financial advice, it's educational. More on the intermediate to advanced side. Okay, Bitcoin Cash we're looking at this descending wedge pattern. We see a breakout of this triangle here, but at least on this chart, this only goes to 2020. But it basically made almost a full retrace down to its pandemic low, almost 139. This is a good intraday balance of 35%, absolutely beautiful. But trying to play that and time that perfectly, I had to be awake at the right time, right? This is extreme. This is like some short squeeze right here. 25% in 7 hours. That is not normal. That is not normal. Even right here, when 27% overnight, that is totally not normal, right? But that's volatile. Trading in the crypto market. But again, this was downtrending, and at least this little section was measurable. The 40% estimated target is somewhere here in this bottom zone. So now the resistance to the upside, 232, and the support of 187, stuck between there. Ethereum Classic hitting our lower support level, right, at 0.88, and just bounce off that, the 16, 17, 18, 19 to the 21 to the 22 level. It is fading a little bit, maybe in this 5 minute. It hit that high on the overbought here. That was about probably that was the Asian market session open time. The algorithms are probably on at that time. But the reason why I don't need to go over every single crypto is at least these USA cryptos, it's all the same pattern. There's a capitulation fear sell-off, a potential pivot point reversal, and then potential consolidation uptrend continuation price pattern if it's going to happen. So I'm probably not going to go over all of these, but if you could see, it's very similar. I'm looking for an outlier. Filecoin is different. It lost its low. So watch out. This is like an IPO, ICO that when this starts to happen, the initial hype and then the deep fade, that means no one really is really extremely hyped about this coin right now. The market at least. H bar trying to hold its 0.88. The resistance at 13 cents to the upside. Support at 7. Waves. The crash on waves. And I think at the way in, we'll look at the Luna chart. But waves, I mean, waves had a just very strange but beautiful rally. But quickly turned into a bear attack. And it's down again. So this is just kind of, it's not the most predictable stock to trade. This is more fundamentals and algorithms, but it went straight down to that 0.88. So the resistance above is 853 and support $6. And it's a very steep algorithm control. I mean, this looks like the algorithm of some company, and then they just flipped it. They just reversed it. I mean, this is so perfect. It looks almost like a cartoon drawing, right? Somebody's algorithm traded this perfectly, sold it perfectly, and then they just flipped it and then shorted it perfectly. EGLD on the day. Now this is interesting in terms of I can see a larger weekly pattern. Excuse me. And then it was lost. Almost had that support bounce, almost. That's why stop losses are needed, because we're trying to hope for this, but the whole crypto market couldn't do it because the stock market's crashing. See, one thing to note on these charts is when I look at a price chart like this, it's not telling me what's happening in the world. It's not telling me what's happening in other countries. And so it's still important to listen to, I mean, not listen, but to have one ear open to any serious news that's happening. So I'm thinking examples, COVID-19, Russia-Ukraine war, China COVID lockdowns, supply chain problems, schools closing or opening. That's real news that has effects on people and families, etc. Grocery stores closed or out of stock. That's real news. I'm not talking about people's talking head opinion of what's going to happen with the world. I'm just talking about what's real factual news, information that changes the company or asset. And it's not an opinion, it's real. So the daily though, we watch out for this. Potential head and shoulders is kind of ugly, but it's there. That's why this looks like total. So EGLD looks more correlated with the bots and algorithms. FTM, watch, I drew this purple support line once that support line was lost. There's that deep trend line here, and you lost that second trend line. And that's bad. That's no good. But there was this head and shoulders pattern. So let's measure that. It could also be interpreted as a double top, but it was there. Double top. 156. And 56%, but let's see the retrace. Okay, went half that. I see. Right. Now it's right at the support level, Phantom. So this kind of looks like many altcoins. There's a comment on TradingView right now. The first part of this stream was the stock stream, and this is the second part of the crypto stream. I'm the same streamer. It's just two parts today because the internet crashed. So anyways, FTM, we're at this support level right here. Watch out for that potential. If it's gonna bounce, this is a nice entry, right? But if it's not gonna bounce, it's too early. So sometimes though with the trade, that's the trade-off of is the risk to reward good enough? Is it good enough or not? In terms of if the low is 40% down, I mean, it's ridiculous. Target, it sounds ridiculous, but it's crypto. So, you know, if it's 40% risk, then it needs to be 80% upside. So we'll see. Very, very small amount of capital for that. You can't put all in on that. That's ridiculous. But AXS hitting the 0.88, but still seeing that downtrend. Just want to draw some longer term trend lines to see how real this is. Right there. Once that's lost, I mean, it's very obvious something bad's going to happen to the downside. But the resistance to the upside, $30 on a longer term. XTC, once we lost this trend line and the symmetrical triangle, game over. In terms of the price, 33% plus down. Let's get a Fibonacci on Tezos. This looks interesting. Hit that 0.88. That's why I was suspicious that level. So 218 is the resistance and 166 is the support. It's still in a downtrend. ApeCoin. ApeCoin, unfortunately, you know, ApeCoin crashed more from where the potential spot was of this entry that I was saying last time. But it's at resistance right now at a potential upside down head and shoulders. This is a very interesting pattern on ApeCoin to see if, but it needs to break above 929 so we could reverse. I'm going to just put this up here to get some targets visually. So if the resistance is 950 or $10, $11 or $12, it's a nice trade. Look for this on the left side, but if it fails, $8, 7, 6, 5, all right. Watch out for that. Again, it's consolidation. You have a big sell-off. The measured move is 80%, and then it recovered. It already recovered 46%. So it recovered half, basically, of the loss of this. So it's going to take a while. There's not much in the longer term charts, but you know, this is a risky play. It didn't even hit extreme oversold. So it's definitely possible that ApeCoin could, because it's double topping right here on 937. So on a bearish case, it could pull all the way back down to 576. Hopefully those are going to defend that down there. But if it breaks up, that's not unusual either to go to 1274. HT with a double bottom potential. It's losing it though. It's not really strong. Zcash with a little stronger bounce. Maker with a little stronger bounce. You could just see if we right here, here's an example of once we lose support level, it's important to have a stop loss. Or else if somebody's holding this, they're down negative 60% on the trade. It's unacceptable. Right, but there is bullish momentum building here on Harmony. So if this is the final support level of this leg down, then take it to the trade. See where is the downside. It's like 12% to downside, so 36% to the upside. Target. It's low. It's a matter of will crypto bounce or not. Neo with this double bottom down here, it went oversold. See all of these trying to play support level, but it didn't happen and then crash. I'm going to rapid fire. $10,000. I remember someone telling me Wi-Fi like somewhere down here is way back here saying 30,000, 40,000. I said, just watch out. It's crypto. It could crash down to 20, 15, 10,000, and now it's 10,000. Wi-Fi is not supposed to be $10,000. It's not. It's because the supply is very tightly controlled. A lot of these look the same, so I don't have to repeat myself 50 times. But the big question, the big summary with crypto is where's the bottom? Because you have these tradable bottoms, these little bounces, but is it the big bottom of the market? Meaning we're gonna stop crashing and then we're gonna start a new bull market rally. You can't even tell right now on the daily, right? We need months of that more information. But for day traders, they're gonna play these bounces, right? That's what I'm saying. Here's a little interesting exercise of establish a support level and knowing that the price could pop down into there. This is beautiful chart. Why? Because there's support level and then it crashed right into the support level and then bounced a 100%. This is the beauty of support and technical analysis. There's also a trend line here. But I'm just saying, this is what people dream of crypto, and then it happens right now. Or it happened in the past week, this month. They retraced to like the 786. Beautiful. Sushi coin with the crash. Sushi coin. So this wedge was here for a long time. Let's do a conservative measurement. At 25%, so 25 to 50. Why? Oh, almost went to 90% off. Almost. 140. So the resistance, the big resistance is 268. So if it goes up, I mean, that's quite a lot. Poly's in a downtrend, so I wouldn't really touch this one. Flux as well. ENS, all these small ones. There's less liquidity. VTHO, it did crash, so I haven't touched it, but it did reach. This is a good picture to draw here. This resistance top line. Right there, it fell out of it. Okay, so if it fell out of that support zone, why need additional support levels? Oh, it's even beyond that. Wow. So VTHO negative 90% off. Is it the lowest low of all time? No, it's not. But still, I need to see a little bit more, just a little bit more of evidence that it's going to bounce up before I take this trade. It's on the left side. It's happening. If it's going to happen, I'm witnessing the beginning of it. So watching very closely. Next couple weeks. I mean, most of these are oversold. It's just a matter of which one is going to bounce first on momentum intraday. TLM didn't really work out. So this looks like an IPO that crashed, ICO. So how low is low? It's pretty low. It started off at 50 cents. Now it's 3 or 4. Same thing with KILOSHIB is if this thing breaks bearish, it's negative 50%, negative 40%, right there, the bearish target. So now I have to readjust this to the downside. Where's the resistance? 0.13. Support 0.11. And basically we're done with this USA list. So even GBTC, all these things are crashing, but they're low at the Bitcoin stocks. So again, is it just a small bounce? Like for example on GBTC right here, December 2021. Is it like this bounce and then we're gonna get another leg down, or is it this bottom bounce where it's the bottom of this tradable bounce before it starts trying to consolidate or go up? So watch out for that. Okay, we went basically 2 hours today about the longer length of my streams, and I want to be thorough and go through stock indexes, tech stocks, some retail earnings stocks, cryptocurrencies, altcoin, Bitcoin, We went through all of them. These are more of the swing trading investor type of setups. This is not day trade scalping. This is not shorting on this stream. So thanks so much for watching and following, everybody. I am streaming live on TradingView, YouTube, Twitch. We have a free Discord as well where I release a free watch list of some stock earnings and if there's any interesting market notes as well. So if you like this stream and if you learned something, go ahead and give me a follow on those platforms, and donations are always appreciated to keep the stream going and the ideas flowing for the stream. Hope you have a nice week in your trading and investing, and I will see you next weekend. Thank you. Bye-bye.